And Bruno Senna, I think, is really on his way. The name is going to help him. He's a close second in the championship. And you know, he recently did a deal with Hilton Hotels to be the ambassador. So some people are saying that this may be a move to McLaren in the role of a test driver, because they also have a business relationship with McLaren. And I think being a test driver at McLaren will be better than a race seat at Toro Rosso or Force India or Force Paraguay.
Oh, I absolutely agree, but that would be a long shot for him to get that test.
Well, the name will certainly help. And after the hectic season is over, I think Bruno Senna would like to check in at Paracertain for some R&R.
Keep up the good work, Nasir. I like that.
Yeah, and talking of the GP2 race, running on empty was the case. Giorgio Pantano runs out of fuel only few corners from the finish after dominating the feature race on Saturday in Valencia. He was still very lucky as misery loves company. Title challenger Bruno Senna also ran out of petrol.
A little Danica Patrick action there.
Yeah, exactly. Or benzina, as the natives would call it in Valencia. A lucky winner was comrade Vitaly Petrov of Russia. And Pastor Maldonado was second. He is from Venezuela. And Romain Grosjean was third after a great battle in the late stages of the race. Now, Sunday's sprint race was won by Brazilian Lucas Di Grassi, who is a test driver for Renault. This Belgian kid, Jérôme D'Ambrosio, who last year won the Formula Masters, he was second. He's doing a pretty decent job. And Pantano was third. Now, what is happening here, Luca Filippi used to be teammate at ART with Grosjean.
Right.
And he left. Pretty much, hate to say this on the Alonso program, that team is French, so they are favoring the French driver. And he was leading the sprint race, and this guy, Grosjean, tracked him down, passed him fair and square. And then, depends on who you listen to, they collided and, you know, Grosjean was taken out. So it's...
But this happens a lot at GP2 level.
All races, it's just not a big deal. Okay, with 2 rounds remaining in the series, Spa and Monza, Pantano leads Senna, but Senna is only a few points behind, so he could still win the championship.
And I'd be surprised if Pantano doesn't keep this up and wins the World Championship. I mean...
GP2?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think he has like a 10 or 15 point lead, something like that. But you know, I feel sorry for him. This guy is doing very good, has won a lot of races, very competitive, and nobody's talking to him from Formula 1.
But that's the sad part.
Yeah.
I mean, Grosjean, Senna, and nobody's talking about the leader in the GP2 championship. And the reason is he was in Formula 1 once before, didn't do too well, went back to GP2. He's now the oldest driver in GP2, as I believe is correct. So
Sure.
I don't know. And it's a sad state of affairs, and I don't think he will be able to. He might be able to get a test drive.
Well, you know, it's one of those things. Why would a top team take a 30-plus-year-old guy when they have a 21, 22-year-old very talented kid who is in his first year and is already as quick as Pantano?
Yeah.
So,
no.
but you still feel sorry for a guy. Must have worked very hard to be where he is and what he is.
Well, I still think he'll be able to earn money. I expect he'll go to maybe the American Open Wheel Series.
He's been here before, too.
Yes, and and he's got some connections here. And he, you know, you never know. He could be teammates to Rubens Barrichello one day over here.
Yeah. Okay. Also in Valencia, Formula BMW Europe. First time the series raced on a street course, that would be the Formula BMW Europe. Race 1, Thiago Geronimi from Brazil was the winner over Mexican and runaway championship leader Esteban Gutierrez, who is from Monterrey, Mexico. Marco Wittmann from Germany was third, and Gutierrez had taken the lead, was leading, but he made a small mistake and lost the win. But he still came second and increased.
And he's an outstanding driver.
That's
very good talent.
Very
there.
promising talent. He came here the first 2 races in America last year from pole position, and he has won 7 races. I mean, in the Formula BMW Europe this year, our man David Tapia is smiling. He has finished every race on the podium except one where he did not finish.
Exactly.
So I expect this kid to be in British Formula 3 or some sort. I hope they don't jump like into GP2 right away.
I hope not either, but
go to British Formula 3 with a top team and really stamp his authority.
yeah, and with that kind of talent, he'll become a household name in Mexico real quickly.
Oh yeah,
and if that happens, he'll get the big sponsors.
Let me tell you right now, whether it's him or anybody, if he can put this kind of performance in British Formula 3 next year, F1 teams will be calling him for testing or at least to evaluate the kid. So it's really depends, you know. It's not about nationality or this and that. If you're quick and you can perform, you're going places.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Okay, in race 2, Esteban Gutierrez led from start to finish for his 7th win of the season. His teammate Marco Wittmann, His teammate Marco Wittmann was second, and Kevin Braes, I believe, of France was third. In the championship, check this out. Gutierrez is leading with 305 points. His teammate Wittmann, who was in his second year with the same team, the same series, he has 238 points. So chances are Gutierrez is going to win the championship by over 100 points.
Unbelievable.
And that will really be very, very impressive.
Does he even need to race the last 2 races to win the series?
Probably not the last 2 races, but...
There are 2 more left,
yeah.
I'm assuming Spa and Italy.
Yeah, but they do 2 races per weekend.
Yeah.
So I think he will finish out the season. Plus you pay the team all this
No,
money.
I'm saying he doesn't even need
May
to.
not.
Yeah, but you have sponsors and what have you. You need to be there,
That's not what
Stephen.
That's not what I'm saying.
Keep an
Steve-
open mind.
Yeah, as always, he's keeping a very open mind, looking at all the possibilities. Okay, what is happening here now, Spaniard Daniel Juncadella and Adrian Tombe, who won the first 2 races of the season, and is the son of Patrick Tombe, ex-Formula 1 driver.
And one of your new friends.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'll bring that up in a minute here.
Exactly.
They are joined third with 216 points each. And Patrick Tombe, he ran into him at the Monterrey Historics, and I did an extensive interview with him in Barcelona. That was very kind of him to recognize me and come up and say hello to me. So I asked him, I said, hey, if I come to Antibes, which is a very historical place for motor racing, in the golden era of motor racing, I said, can we do, a cup of coffee or something? He said, no, we should do more, we should do lunch.
Yeah.
So I am planning to make a run to the Auto Sport Show next year and either go through Viva la France or go to England first and drive, come down to south of France.
Okay.
I would love to see Paul Ricca and the Mistral Straight.
Oh.
My favorites, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With a bottle of wine and a piece of fromage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some pastis, my favorite.
You gotta have some pastis, especially down south.
Yeah, I'll send you a postcard from Bando.
Yeah, just make sure you hand out F1 Weekly business cards.
And
Okay.
you steal in Clark's brother's chateau.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
And also, we haven't had an update on Kazim Manzour. How's he doing?
Kazim Manzour, thank you for bringing that up. He is, this is his first year. He qualified both races in the top 10, and I believe he was in the top 10 in the second race. So, he's very competitive in terms of times.
Yeah.
It's just he needs a little bit, more and more experience, and then,
Not only that, but he's up against some big talent.
Well, most of the drivers, at least most of the drivers who are ahead of him are in their second year.
Right.
So there's no shortcut to experience, as I had mentioned to him.
Absolutely.
But he's in time-wise, he's staying within striking distance.
Good.
So I fully expect him to. Now there are only 2 rounds remaining, but I fully expect him to fight for wins next season.
Excellent.
And I'm looking forward to it.
And of course,
Naturalish.
F1 Weekly staff is completely behind him.
Yes, sir. Okay, and where do we go now? Okay, we go from Valencia to the land of Dracula, Bucharest.
That's one of my favorite places, Nasir.
Oh, I'm sure.
Exactly, that in Karachi.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. British F3 in the streets of... hey, talking about Karachi, don't you have a tree here from Karachi?
As a matter of fact, we have the only tree from Karachi right behind Nasir, which we imported. And what Karachi does is they lend it to you because it's their only tree.
Yeah.
So we got to ship it back FedEx next weekend.
Thank
But
you.
for you, they do anything over there.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Keep up the good work,
and you
Nasir.
too.
Yes, of course.
Okay, British F3, Brendan Hartley was the winner in race 1 over Carlin teammates Oliver Turvey and Jaime Alguersuari. And keep an eye, folks, on these 3 names also. Finishing order was reversed in race 2 with Alguersuari, who could be the next muy macho hombre de España.
Really?
Winning, yeah, he is very good,
Mm.
young and very good. And, talent is talent. He was the winner in the race 2 over Turvey, and Hartley was third. And I'm convinced that at least 1 or 2 of them would make it to Formula 1 in the next 2 years, and third one maybe in the third year. These are very good drivers.
And I know you only pay attention to quality talent.
Well, I try to, but I've been wrong on my calls before. In the championship, Oliver Turvey from UK leads with 222 points. Jaime Alguersuari is second on 210 points. And Brendan Hartley from New Zealand is third with 192 points.